faster we go, closer we go, faster we go, harder I go. What can make you love me? I know I can make you love me. I know I can make you love me. I know I can make you love me. We are driving together. Why do you lie to me? Until I heard you just was out. Why do you lie to me? This war that you tell me, can you tell me why do you lie to me,
Well, my name is James Lee Desmond, and Dismiss is my confirmation name. I work at a bar called Rossi's, 412 North State. But been there like 4 years. Used to drink there. Probably wrote a couple of tunes there. They're really easy instruments since there's like only like 10 holes and like 20 notes that you can play in it, so you can pretty much self-teach yourself. It only took me like all my life to figure out how to do. Like most people who seem to be gravitating towards music or the theater, one of the reasons I did that was because I didn't feel I was getting enough attention and love at home. So it was like, gee, you know, climb in front of a big auditorium full of people, and like the most addictive drug in the world is when somebody goes. Well, there were like 4 years with the Desmond Band was hot, and 78 to 82, and probably 80 to 81, 82 was the big heat. You know, I could play in front of large crowds in Chicago Fest and open up for, like, you know, legendary people like Captain Beefheart and John Cale and Nico and stuff like that. So that was probably the height of the whole thing, and that was part of a context of music going on in Chicago. And I guess I was the resident madman. I think I was number 2 or 3 on the Deadpool. Hell. I was really unhappy. And it was one of those periods where, like, you know, I would wake up and, you know, well, I'll have a beer, smoke a joint, and I'll drink this big cup of coffee, and then I'll go to work selling porn and, you know, being a husband and, you know, trying to figure out just what the fuck all that meant. And but it was really frantic. It was a frenzy, you know, like it was them those fast times. And when you're, you know, 26, you can do that stuff day after day after day after day after day after day. And then you hit the wall. Then you get up and keep doing it again. And since I didn't really like myself, you know, it was just kind of like one mass Catholic, you know, public flagellation. And that was part of the attraction of the Desmond Band. It was like, gee, let's see if he falls, you know, see if he falls over tonight. Like nobody knew what I was going to do, including me. The stuff I've been writing the last couple of years has been more about mirroring, like, the last couple of years, you know, just trying to get myself straightened out, get my head straightened out, deciding that I actually like myself. And if I'm going to spend the rest of my life, if I'm going to have a life, which I didn't think I was going to have past 40. So, and since I'm what I write now mirrors that. You know, there's songs about God, there's songs about my relationship with God, there's songs that have, that are happy, you know, they're just absolutely perky and cheerful, and they're sincere. Happy, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm much happier than I was 5 years ago, happier than I was 4 years ago. And it's just a day-by-day thing. You know, some days I wake up and I'm just overcome by, you know, the sheer funness of life, you know, and it's been years since I allowed allowed myself to feel like that and not take myself out of it, and that's part of it. You know, it's like the world. You know, it's all these cliches, but one of the great cliches about I mean, the world is really how you make it. If you want to make it a miserable shithole, and you can do that. And I did that, and I was real good at it. And I realized that that wasn't any fun, and it hurt a lot. So. It's a day-by-day thing, you know. One of the things I've learned is that you really got to concentrate on where you're at right now. I mean, I read that millions and millions of times, and since I was 13, and even before that, and the Bible and stuff like that. But it's I never really grokked it, and now I got it. You know, it's now is the time. Now, it's 5 years from now, I could be dead. You know, I could be just part of the cosmos again. You know, so I would much rather be more worried about a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead, tomorrow, right now. I mean, and I can remember, during the Desmond days, I had speculated, I was going to be, on top of the world. And when you're not on top of the world, you can't, when you've already convinced yourself that you're going to be on top of the world and you're not there, it could be a rather disheartening experience. Set yourself up for pain and failure, that's what you're going to get. I mean, that happened. Good, bad, whatever, it happened. I'm alive, I survived, I ostensibly, had some fun sometimes, but, it happened. It's over, it's gone, nothing I can do about it. And that was one of the things that, made me really unhappy for a long time. I was stuck back in those past things. Things when I was 4 years old, stuff that I could barely remember, it's a lot easier to be happy than sad. It makes, the going a lot easier, a lot more fun.